Welcome to the Chef of X podcast. I've been good. I've been working a lot, partying a lot.
Okay.
Wow. So I've been just chemically imbalanced. I've been distant, but overall I'm pretty happy. As you can see, I like to keep moving forward.
Yeah.
And have fun, enjoy the hardships. Try to respect other people too, you know. Maybe that's what I'm lacking in. I used to kind of like blame it on other people, like, it's them, but maybe it's me.
Yeah.
So I'm really bad at that. I think I am also selfish in that way, and I didn't notice.
Yeah.
And I was so fast. I was quick to blame other people. So it's kind of good to be here right now, just as me.
Yeah.
So, reflection.
Yeah. Well, the blame game is one of the first kind of coping mechanisms that a lot of people have.
Yeah.
Where you lash out every time something goes wrong, and then you avoid admitting your own mistakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. That's hard.
But you know, the hardest I don't know if it's the hardest thing, but one of the hardest things is to be like, man, I'm somebody who does this thing that I don't respect. And I don't like it, but I recognize that it is a part of who I am.
Right.
I think that's pretty hard. And you seem to have already done that.
I know. It's so hard.
Yeah.
I'm like, can't keep up.
But keep up with what? Keep up with who?
Yeah.
You know?
Right. Me. I'm trying to keep up with myself though. Sometimes it's unbalanced with what you want to be, and then you're physically not there.
Yeah.
And so you're kind of disappointed in you. So you kind of go the other way.
Yeah.
And then you get satisfied and come back, and sometimes you become a better person afterwards when you come back. Like, in the end, you made the choice, your interpretation, your life, your reality.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. I've been good.
Yeah.
What's up, JP?
What's up? I've been imbalanced, you know. Well, I think that being imbalanced is, it can be hectic, but it can be really important too. Like if everything's the same and I'm on the same kind of routine for too long, that's actually worse than if I'm on a routine for a certain amount of time and then I see a better way and I'm willing to get outside of my comfort zone to reach out for that better way. That involves imbalance too. Imbalance isn't always a bad thing. Sometimes it's the result of you striving for something better or new or different.
Yeah. If you're not making mistakes,
you're not trying anything hard enough. If everything you're doing you can do perfectly, then you're doing stuff that's easy for you.
Yeah, you got to keep making mistakes. I realize that, and I love making mistakes because of it. And that's what I continue to do. Otherwise, you're just a miserable person.
Yeah.
Da da da.
Da da da.
Da 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 da.
Misery.
Oh, it's a beautiful place here, huh?
Yeah, I see you changed your view too. You're looking out the big screen. This huge window, second story, I think.
Wow.
Second floor, right next to people working out. That's something. That's interesting.
Yeah, people are always moving too.
We're always moving around as a species.
Yeah, you must.
We have to move. There's always something to do. There's always somewhere to go. You know, sometimes we're in a rush. Sometimes we're going too slow, but movement is life. You know, I started, speaking of imbalances and moving around, I used to work out in the Ark.
I think you need a drink.
Maybe I do. Am I sounding too dry?
You know, we are talking a lot, you know, like.
Actually, this isn't that much for me.
Oh, well, okay. Okay, that's good. I haven't really been talking. like, as a teacher, I think I've been just listening a lot. So me talking has been very rare unless I point something out like as direct as possible. Yeah. It's like, okay, your story. Okay. In the end, our conclusion is this.
Yeah.
And that's how it's going to be.
Yeah.
No more showing the process.
Yeah. Well, if you're trying to reach points, sometimes being more efficient is better.
Yeah.
But what if you're not trying to reach points? What if you're exploring?
Yeah, of course. Some people are like that, but sometimes I can't.
No, yeah, I understand.
Listen, I like living my life too. Just like you.
Wow, do I?
Just like just everyone in general wants their life to be very fulfilled. Everyone wants their best.
Yeah. Well, that
right?
actually, I think so.
Nobody wants to be miserable.
Unless it's en route to doing something that brings them some kind of fulfillment.
I mean, yeah, the catharsis. But in the end, that is like a short-term happiness, I guess. Short-term pleasure. Yeah. So I think in the end, just trying hard is a way to go, because without that pain and hardship, like, what are you doing? I mean, we're kind of repeating the same thing again, right? Like,
yes, but no, I think we're getting closer to new territory. So everyone wants to be fulfilled, but there are different things for different people. So you mentioned you were teaching, you mentioned, some imbalances, but some reflection.
Yeah.
Overall, if you were to look at like a big picture view of yourself, what do you think is really, from a life standpoint, what do you think are the more fulfilling things that you want to pursue or you want to have happen in your life?
I want to sing. I want to show.
Do you sing regularly already?
Not lately, but I do sing every day in the car on my way to work. But other than that, I haven't been able to use my diaphragm much, my energy. But I did sing at 3 in the afternoon in my apartment. I thought it was kind of an appropriate time to sing, so I just sang about like 5 songs on top of my lungs, and I went to work.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I like to do, and I think whether I'm alone or not, I think I love it as much. It doesn't matter if there's a crowd or not. Like, I just fucking love it.
Yeah.
Oh, I cussed.
What?
I said, oh, I cussed. I cursed.
You can curse. You should go out to one of these fields and just sing there where there's no neighbors to disturb, You could use your full diaphragm.
Yeah, I should be doing that.
Yeah, because we are in kind of a country area,
Yeah. But this is also nice. It's a different level of expression than me singing, because I'm so used to expressing myself, for me, as singing mechanism, the melody. But this is different.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was not too good at speaking back in the days. I think I'm still improving, though. I'm trying to pronounce better, express better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, different art forms have like different strengths and weaknesses. There's kind of 4 main things that I like to do these days. One of them is speaking. I always like public speaking. But then I would say hip hop is another one, which is a combination of speaking and writing. And then just writing is one of them, which actually I like writing.
You write a lot?
Yeah, but I write like math related stuff. So it's mostly
math related?
Yeah.
Wait, what did you study?
I studied electrical engineering.
Oh.
But I studied that for 3 years. Yeah.
I see.
And then,
I'm like getting into it. Like, hold on, let me adjust my.
yeah, actually, speaking of which, that's a part of what was in the rest of that explanation, which is that that's why the
shoot.
FFX is so important. In
I'm
Chef
sorry,
FX.
JP. I'm just, I am not a math person, you know. I mean, I did do a lot of math in high school. I was like in AP, like calculus.
There you go.
Not to brag
That's
or
all you
anything,
need. That's all you
but I was not bad. But then like it just completely disappeared in college. I was
Yeah.
like, nah.
Well, can I tell you what happened to me? I realized that there were two worlds of math, and I was in one of them, and I desperately wanted to get to the other one.
Oh.
So the first one is lower division math, and that's
Oh gosh.
calculus,
Oh,
linear
gosh.
algebra, geometry.
Right.
And the idea in lower division math is almost always based on applications. So if you're an engineer, that's what you do, right?
I
It's like,
see.
you use calculus to, like, for instance, speed, acceleration, and position is something in calculus. Oh, you have something moving, you use calculus to solve the problem. Or, something is filling up with water, you know exactly what the rate of change is, you know what the position is, you can use calculus to solve for that. Upper division math isn't like that. It's closer to philosophy.
Huh.
Where what you're doing is you're saying, if these things are true, then this other thing is also true. So it's called writing proofs. And writing proofs is, it turns out, or this is the way I understood it, it's the true language that mathematicians use. Whereas the calculus, the geometry, all of that stuff, that's what engineers use to solve real world problems. So one of them is about modeling the real world, and the other one is about making philosophical arguments about the structure of math. And I was far more interested in the second.
Okay.
So that's how I got into it. It wasn't that I was the best at calculus or that I like applications.
Okay.
But what was really cool was like, this is a form of philosophy. This is an art form where truth is a part of the syntax. That's the way I framed it. Whereas for other things, it's almost like you could say, I heard the color orange. Doesn't really make sense.
Yeah.
Right? But it does make sense in the English language.
Yeah.
Math is a language where things that don't make sense,
It makes sense in art too.
it makes sense in art too.
Yeah.
And in metaphor.
Yeah.
But I think of math as a language where things that don't make sense are actually not allowed to be written. So it just structurally is not allowed. So that everything that is allowed is not necessarily, it's not even really that it's true or false. It's that you can prove whether or not it's true or false.
Yeah.
It's not,
Yeah.
it's not in this gray area.
Oh. Sorry.
Yeah. It's fine. What's good? You need me to move something?
No, I was
Okay,
just
cool.
getting a little active. I was like, oh, let's just stand up. And
Yeah,
then
no, that's fine.
I
You can
just
stand up.
completely
And again,
forgot about it.
if you want, you don't have to use these anymore. You already know how to hold the microphone, right?
Wait, I can just do this?
Yeah, you could do that. You
Oh.
could do that, or just take them off completely, and then you're not chained to this thing if you want to stand up.
Okay.
But anyhow,
Yeah.
so
Okay.
I say all that to say that I actually, when people say, "Oh, I hate math," from my perspective, they don't really know about the upper division stuff. So nobody's really in a good position to say unless they've written proofs, which almost no one has done. So, and proof writing is it's artistic because there are a lot of different ways you can write the same proof.
Okay.
More like philosophical argument, So I'm saying I agree with you. That memorizing tricks sucks.
Yeah.
But that's not what I like. What I
Yeah.
like is either modeling stuff from scratch or proofs. Those are the things I like. And modeling from scratch is like, you guys are all using like E = MC squared to solve this.
Yeah.
But somebody sat down and wrote that. That's what's dope to me.
Yeah.
Is looking at nature and saying, I'm going to describe this in this alien language, and that's different from just solving problems or memorizing shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's what I try to do now. I try to model stuff and I try to prove stuff. Although I haven't really started proving much, I kind of set up a framework so that I could write proofs in the future. Yeah. So I'm trying to like carve out my own little area where it's like you can use this language in my area and everyone knows what everyone's talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Again, very different from solving homework problems.
Yeah.
It's like you can read a bunch of books or you can write a book. And this is closer to writing.
So what's your like long-term goal? Like what do you want to do in the end? As a career-wise.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. As a career?
I mean, as a job, not career.
As a job. As a job, as a career, I'd be an entrepreneur in the long term.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just trying new things and.
Yeah. And which basically just means doing whatever I have to do for the business to work, which could be a different thing at a different time. But, for example, one of the things I think about now is, I started making, merchandise. And I'm thinking now, like 2020 might be the year of marketing, where I actually, instead of thinking about making more art, I think about how do I create like a video or pictures or poems or essays or whatever, where the output is someone buying something that I've produced, instead of it being that they get a feeling of joy, right? Well, really that I get a feeling of joy. So I don't know anything.
The feeling of joy comes from doing math, though. I mean, it kind of is interconnected.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, instead of painting the painting, I want to be the person who's marketing the painting.
I see.
Yeah, for 2020. So it would be, or at least make some progress, you know, like
that's
if I
hard.
could get better at it.
Have you been doing marketing in that way?
No.
Not yet, but that's your long-term.
That's what I mean by just being an entrepreneur as the umbrella thing, because right now marketing is what I'm thinking about. But if you were to ask me 2 months ago or 3 months ago, it would have been, video editing would have been the thing. And if you would have asked me a year ago, it would have been something related to audio editing. So it's really just whatever is the next thing that needs to be done. That's what I want to do. And at this point, the next thing is, marketing related stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah. But hopefully this stage is over quick, you know, because
Why?
I actually don't
That's
like,
not the
I don't
enjoyment.
I don't like worrying about it, but what worries me is that I won't worry enough about it. And then I'll be in a position where I could have been a lot better off if I just started 3 years ago, but I didn't. So now I'm in a shit position.
See.
So I almost think of it like this. Anything that I do, the output's going to be 5 to 10 years from now, from whenever I start. So I just want to get my feet wet so that I could be a good, I almost feel like good teachers want good students and good students want good teachers.
Yeah.
So I just want to be a good enough student where I can compete with the other students for good teaching.
Okay.
So like, oh, here's this kid, he's been worrying about marketing for 3 years, and he's gotten this far. And then someone who knows about wherever, maybe they're a step ahead of me, I would like to be in a position where they would say, hey, I want to help him in particular, because I can see from what he's already done that if I helped him, it would be a lot more fulfilling for me and maybe make me more money than if I tried the same thing with someone else who hasn't gotten as far. So like, I feel like in that arena, I'm in competition for good mentors in 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not so much in making sales now, but just in having a good mentor in 5 to 10 years who can really show me how to make sales.
I see.
Yeah.
So your goal is to meet a really wonderful mentor.
Yeah, in every
To
area that I care
follow
about.
the steps. Okay.
But that's not just for marketing. That's for everything. Like for this podcast, it would be nice in 5 to 10 years for someone to be a real mentor, be like, hey, I want to help you do what you want to do because I see that this is, you know, the direction that you're going in, and I respect it, and I would I could benefit from helping you.
Yeah.
Versus someone who hasn't done, you know, whatever number of episodes, or they haven't developed a unique style, they haven't been present in social media for long enough. It would be nice to have all those boxes checked so that those who know, you know, I'm repeating myself, but yeah, that's the idea.
Yeah,
that's
I
that's
understand.
what I'm worried about these days.
Good.
Yeah, in the short.
I think that's a good quality to have. I think a lot of people say that a lot, but it's hard to follow in action. I think that's why we have delays, right? I mean, I'm 26 years old. I mean, I am where I want to be, but there could be a better place.
Yeah.
In my heart.
Yeah.
And I think right now, the fact that we are doing this is a new step for me.
Yeah.
You know, this podcast, I know we're just talking, but we are recording. We are using these equipment.
We're going to delete this episode, by the way.
Why? Why?
I'm just kidding.
Is this too secretive or something? Yeah. Like personal?
No, it's fine.
Privacy?
Actually, it's not personal enough. We haven't brought up any of the juicy stuff yet.
Yeah. You gotta stay hungry.
Yeah.
Gotta stay hungry.
Yeah, and so one of the phrases, there's a couple of things I've already come up with that are not great for marketing, but I love them just for myself. One of them is chefs keep cooking.
Okay.
And the idea behind that is chefs keep cooking. The idea behind that is, well, I think there's 3 ways to look at it.
Yeah.
But one of them is, if you would like to be a productive person,
Yeah.
then a pathway to doing that is to work.
Yeah.
Another one is, if you are a productive person,
Yeah.
a pathway to maintaining that is to work. And then the last one is, the definition of a productive person is one who works.
Yeah.
So in a number
Yeah.
of different ways, whether you are a chef or you'd like to be a chef, or, you know, you're wondering, what does it mean to be a chef?
It's the
it all
people
just
who
comes
work.
around to work. Yeah, it's just,
Yeah.
no matter how you look at it, it's like, just what are you doing? That's the only thing that really matters. At the
Wow.
end. Just keep working. Just keep working towards something. And even if it changes every day, just keep working toward the thing for that day.
Oh my gosh.
And that's what it means to be a chef,
Wow.
you know?
Wow.
So a small thing was, I made this division earlier, but there was the idea behind arts and the sciences and them being separate but the same and all of that. So I came up with this weird thing that sometimes I regret, which is Chef of X versus Red Chef. And the Red Chef was the artist, whereas the Chef of X was the scientist.
Okay.
And one of the, sometimes I don't like these ideas, sometimes I do. But one of the ideas there is that, well, this is the Chef of X podcast because it's analytical in nature. Whereas my music, some of it's analytical.
They're analytical.
Some of it.
Yeah.
But it's also,
You have to.
It's mostly expressive though. It's mostly describing the world, sometimes emotionally, sometimes metaphorically, you know. So it's more of the expressive
It's analytical.
side. It's both. That's the truth.
Yeah,
Everything
yeah.
is both, right?
Yeah.
Which is why I am not really fighting for that Chef of X
Yeah,
Red
right.
Chef thing that hard
Yeah.
these days. But that's why I just go with the general term chef. It doesn't matter what you're doing. It doesn't matter if you're doing analysis, synthesis, whatever the fuck. You know, you fall, you get back up. You just keep working.
Yeah.
And that is kind of what I think is worth celebrating, despite all the differences in the world. Is that, well, like we were saying, everybody keeps moving towards something, even if the thing changes. That's what makes us similar, and that's something that it's a way for us to motivate each other, I think.
Right.
Is like,
Yeah.
hey, nobody's really that different. We're all just chefs trying to cook the fucking meal.
Yeah. That's true. Wow.
Actually, the other one is chef, therefore sheep. And a sheep, the idea is you're a sheep if you haven't made progress toward the thing that you're looking at, the thing you're trying to strive for. If you're not, for whatever reason, you're not moving forward, you're a fucking sheep with respect to that thing. But the light at the end of the tunnel is that everyone's a sheep and everyone's a chef, because if you're a chef, therefore you are a sheep. Because
Yeah.
for everything you're doing, there's something you're not doing. And the more you dream, you know, the more you're likely to fail at least one of those things. Because, hey, you can only really be great at so many things. You can
Yeah.
only really do so many things in your day. You know,
Yeah. Right.
you gotta worry about self-care. You gotta worry about just existing is actually a job. Just
Yeah.
living in a way where you can be at peace.
Yeah.
So I would also count those as meals. If you're someone who is at peace with yourself, you're a chef. Because you found a way to live so that you're not in constant emotional pain.
Interesting. I don't know. It's very encouraging, right?
Yeah.
But there are weak places in your heart. you know,
Oh yeah,
in
you're a sheep in
everyone's
those
heart.
areas.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody's
And
a fucking sheep.
And I think it's okay. Like
It is okay.
I sometimes think like that's going to break me, but like today example, I felt so weak and not myself.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I'm just like attached to everything that I see. Whoa, what are you doing? And so, that's okay
Yeah.
to have.
Well, I think
Get back up and start again, just like right now.
Yeah.
Thank you. My back really hurts. I think this little ball thing is done for me. I think I'm gonna sit here.
Okay.
Yeah. It might be better for me.
Ooh.
This is so nice.
I think
New for me, new.
I think
This is yours?
yeah. I think on that note, it's the expectation that's bad, The expectation that you're not going to have any rough patches, or that if you do something's wrong, something's gone awry.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the norm. Maybe that's what's supposed to happen.
Yeah, right. I sometimes feel like I'm talking too emotional with people. Like right now, I'm like, JP,
You're
this
not
is
being
how I
emotional
feel.
enough. You're not being emotional
Listen
enough.
to me. You're trapped.
No, well, the thing is,
I'm
this is what I'm
kidding.
signing up for.
Yeah.
So it's actually, the thing is, you don't really know what somebody thinks or how somebody's feeling. I think that discussions are unique in the world because there's certain things that are very difficult to express with pure body language.
Yeah.
And
right.
I think that's what I am interested in. Is like, wow, yeah, what is really going on, and how do you feel about it, and how are you moving forward in this way and that way, and
right. It's also the cultural difference.
Yeah.
Like in Asian culture, especially in Japan, I heard that most Japanese are very happy when they interact. There's no other ways to interact other than saying hello and smile, make eye contact, ask them how their day was. I didn't learn that way, of course, but because I'm Korean, a lot of Korean history background, but same with us, we always have to respect the elders. Use the yo at the end of the sentence. 안녕하세요. 밥은 드셨는지요?
I know
안녕히 주무세요. So it's a cultural difference too. So I feel like when I moved here or when I lived in America, I noticed that people think I'm not doing okay because I'm not being expressive, but I'm actually very content. You know what I mean? Like, I am doing okay. And then I get like blamed for it. I'm like, no, it's a different culture.
Wow.
I've had my students tell me that too. One of my students, Soul, says, I don't know if you're the copyright or something. I don't know. She told me that when she went to the school, people thought she wasn't happy because she was just staying still, I guess.
Yeah.
It's a different kind of culture. Anyway.
Well, what's interesting there is the introversion, extroversion debate, I guess.
Okay.
In the context of Korean culture. Because I think in America, if someone were to not be as expressive in some face-to-face interaction, they might be labeled as an introvert.
Yeah.
But there, even extroverts are behaving in that way, right? I mean, if it really is a personality difference that is in every human being, then there are introverts and extroverts even in Korean culture.
Yeah.
But it's almost like the culture would be entirely grouped into introvert, even if they're not.
Yeah. Right.
Just because they're not expressing as much as maybe in an American standard, you would say you need to do at least this much for us to consider you a people person or something like that.
Right. That's something that I still try to figure out every day. Like sometimes I just think that expressing in this manner is enough to be conveyed. But there are other times where I feel like I need to be more to be sent to other people. So I'm still trying to figure out, but I think in the end, you gotta really know yourself. Maybe that's the answer. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to find myself and try better, maybe more diligent, and be okay with where I am right now.
Yeah.
And just keep going. Sometimes you just gotta say, fuck it.
That would be a very extroverted thing to do. To actually say it. To think it in your mind.
Yeah, this is, fuck it. Whatever.
Yeah. It doesn't really matter. As long as the point gets across,
Yeah.
And that's it. It doesn't matter if somebody misreads you.
That's right. Sometimes you just can't wait for everyone. And same with me, I can't have that expectation. I think my main focus is like, I think I'm obligated with other people when I don't have that, when I don't need to do that. So why do I do that? I need to stop doing that. I think there's just a lot of reflection lately. I am getting old. I am hitting like mid-20s.
Getting old. Mid-20s, getting old.
Yeah. I'm losing track of time, my place. So I need a lot. I need a lot of reflection.
Yeah.
But so far, so good. Like you said, I hope that this really helps both of us in the long term too, when we look back to 5 years, 10 years, and look back to our 20s and think, wow, we were passionate. Like,
Yeah, I guess so.
We had a lot of energy. You were crazy.
Yeah, well, I mean, crazy is an interesting word.
I want to be wild, to be honest. I said, I want to be wild.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What does it mean to be wild?
Just keep your feet moving and be with people.
Yeah.
Dance, sing, express yourself.
Yeah, well, definitely sing.
Yeah. That's what I like to do. Like I said, that's what I want to do. I think there's no other place I'd rather be. It keeps me going. There's absolutely no strings attached. It's just people, me. That's it.
Actually, I'm always thinking of these singing parts in my bad hip hop song. Maybe I should include you. I should feature you in some songs.
Yeah, I want to sing.
But the thing is, these parts are so bad that you
like. What do you talking about? Like,
I should actually play some songs, but I don't have it hooked
what
up
is it?
with the 4 channel. But they're always just. So here's the thing. When I say singing, I really what I mean is murmuring, humming, and just making weird sounds with some kind of melody.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Almost like a sample. Like I want to sample a part of your voice and then just keep looping it. And it's not really like a real song.
Okay, okay.
It's just like
there's just a
voice involved. It's almost like your voice is an instrument, not so much producing words, but just sounds.
So like this?
Yeah, but I mean, here at least there's some kind of meaning being transferred right now. I mean, just like straight up sounds.
Yeah.
Sounds.
This is music.
Things that are out of range for me to hum. That's what I would call you.
We're a John Cage, the no sound.
I don't know John Cage. I'm not cultured enough to know these
I don't
references.
know if it's John Cage, but his last name is Cage, and he's I think classical composer, and his. He made this great piece, and it goes like this.
How long is the piece?
For like 3 minutes and 30
hell
seconds.
no. Fuck that guy. Who's he fooling? Fuck that guy. That's insulting. That's the exact opposite of music. Zero sound. Okay, if you want to put some pauses in your music, that's one thing. But to rob I hope he didn't charge anyone for that.
No, he was very well known. One of the well-known composers in the U.S.
Good for him for being a well-known composer, but but that isn't the work that I would look at to, demonstrate his skill.
Yeah, I mean, he thought the silence was important. It's very simple, but sometimes simple things are indeed it gets you somewhere. But hey, good point. Good point.
What was the time signature of that composition?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, it's in 5/4.
Good question.
So is it just what do we call them? What kind of note is it? The pause is just like, what is the whole note? What's the whole note that's like a pause? What is that called? What is the name of that note?
Oh, the pause.
It's just no sound. What's the name of that? What note is that? What kind of note?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know in English,
Anyhow,
but I know in Korean, I think. Shimpyo.
I don't know.
Shimpyo.
The point is, it's just rest notes.
Yeah.
The whole thing is rest notes.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm a musician, but you know it. I love to sing, but I don't really know how to read notes. All I know is it goes up and down, up and down, up and down, pause, repeat.
Oh, okay.
That's all I read. I don't really read like exactly, but I just know,
I actually like music. I like the idea that we can write music, and I've written some before, but nothing.
Do you actually
serious.
use like music notes to write music?
Because I had an education in music when I was young. When I was
Wow. Do you have to do that? Like
No,
to
hell no. You don't have to do that. It's just a way of communicating sounds that works because it's very. If you write well, then you can't mess it up. It's like this directly means these sounds. There's no room for error, basically.
Right.
So if you know what the rhythm is and you know what the notes are, you can just write it out and give it to anyone in the world and they'll play exactly that. So that's the beauty of it.
Wow.
But I did it like way back in the day. I wrote a small little thing.
Wow.
But you know what? I fucked up because I played the saxophone.
Okay.
And I never learned chords. So I don't know how to write like piano music. I don't even understand the science of chords, and I'm a fucking mathematician.
Okay. But you know how to read music and write music.
Yeah.
Interesting. And you play saxophone, but you don't know how to do chords.
Right. Because saxophone's one note at a time.
Uh-huh. Interesting. So you've been just writing music?
No. I only did it once or twice, but it's like, it's not a big deal to refresh on it and then do it. Like if I wanted to write something tonight, I would just Google a few things and then write it.
I see.
Because it's very structural. So once you get the gist of it, you're pretty much on your way. I mean,
Oh, nice.
I think key signatures are the only
Key signature.
hard thing.
What are those key signature again?
A key signature tells you, it's like every note has a sharp and a flat.
Oh, right.
And a key signature tells you which notes are sharp and flat so that you have I forgot what it's called, but there's a certain type of like do, re, mi, fa, so, la,
So, la, ti, do.
Yeah. That pattern of sounds.
Do, ti,
It's like whole step, half step, half step, whole step, half step, or something like that.
Those are keynotes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
In order to create a situation where you have it where the notes will come out in that way, you have to make some of them always sharp, always flat, always this, always that. And the key signature tells you which ones are like that. So if you see like
those
E,
like little sharp.
Yep. if
The
you
little
see
hashtag
yeah, exactly.
people say, right?
Yeah. If you see E, if you have the key signature where it's always E sharp, then you'll read it E, but oh, well, based on the key signature, it's really
Okay.
E sharp.
Right.
Instead of
That
writing
gets
sharp every
confusing.
single time, you just write it at the beginning.
That gets
It
confusing.
gets confusing to know why we're doing this
Yeah.
because if you go to other cultures, they don't do this shit. I think
Yeah.
it's like Arabic cultures. They don't fuck around with that stuff. They just
write music?
They just write music and it's doper because they have more. They have more. They have more in between steps. I think.
Yeah.
So that like what we feel like, you know how they say certain music, like in horror movies, makes you tense.
Yeah. Right.
Like those are minor key signatures usually, and then the majors are the ones that make you feel relaxed.
Right.
Well, in other cultures, it's like flipped or something like that. And it just depends on where you grew up. Like we associate minors with tension only because in this culture, that's how we always present it.
That's right.
But that's not really what it is. It's just sounds. Anyhow, key signatures are one of the harder parts.
Yeah, it's very subjective, right? Like, how you interpret music. But lately it's been pretty clear, you know. I think a lot of music lately are very similar in a sense that how people like feel.
EDM.
Pop. EDM, pop. So on and so forth.
Pop a Molly. Go to a thing, dress in
my
your drawers, have bright
gosh.
colors, do the whole thing.
Wow.
Have
you done?
No, I haven't.
I haven't either.
Yeah, see, we're old.
Yeah. Would you like to do it?
I don't know. Probably not. If I wanted to do a Molly, I probably just want to do it by myself or with friends in a house.
The EDM does sound pretty fun, but I don't know. It depends on the mood, to be honest. I'm a very indecisive person, so you know, I go with an impulse. So we'll see.
Well, that's what you're supposed to do with EDM,
right?
I mean, it's not really. Are there any words ever in EDM?
Any words?
Yeah, it's usually just the sounds.
Oh, there's words. Something about you I can't explain. They're talking about you, boy, and you're still the same. You know, and then it goes something like that.
Yeah,
there's words.
Sample in some singing.
Yeah. It's interesting, but it's something that it's not my priority.
Yeah.
Or a bucket list. It's kind of like, if I get invited and there's clothes to wear and the timing is right, then I'll go.
Well, you don't have to have any clothes. That's the beauty of it.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Just bathing suit.
Hey, that's it. That's too much.
Yeah. Or just underclothes and a little see-through dress that will be comfortable for the night.
Yep.
That'd be my style. That'd be nice.
EDM.
That'd be fun.
I wanted to ask you what you teach.
English.
Oh.
Yeah. It's funny because that was my second language too. I learned it at 12 and then I'm teaching.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. That's my background. When people say, what school did you go to? Do you have teaching credential? No. But I learned English at age 12.
Damn.
And
they just pay you right then and
I
there.
speak just fine. Mm-hmm. I know what I'm doing.
Were you in the United States when you learned it?
Yeah. My dad just sent me to this all-white American school, only Asian. I lived on top of the hill. I'm from a little small town called Acton in California. It's near Northridge,
okay,
Santa Clarita, those areas. So yeah, we kind of had to learn on our own. No tutoring existed in my family. So, and now I'm here. But I do want to move forward with it. I feel like I've been doing this for a while. And like I said, I want to sing. I want to be a little wild. I like being crazy. In my ideal world, I want some tattoos and like piercings. And
what would you get tattooed? Now let's stop right there. What would you get tattooed and where?
Nothing too clear, but like, some wrist over here. Mm-hmm. Just a small one, like a star, like a really cute star. Really adorable star. And
cute.
yeah, just small things, because that's what you like.
No big pieces, not getting the whole thigh done.
No, I actually like my body the way it is.
Under the boob job, the whole stomach blasted.
Oh, I'm okay. It's okay. No, thank you.
Okay.
But I kind of, but fortunately I am getting there.
Yeah.
I keep saying like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. I'm like, you are doing that, aren't you? Like no one's stopping you, Michelle.
Yeah.
So, yeah. How about you? Like, oh, well, I don't really know you that well.
No. But to be fair, I don't know myself that well.
Yeah. But to be fair, same. Like, what are we doing here? Do we even know what we're doing right now?
Yeah. I mean, I think of it more as a technique game than it is a content game.
Yeah.
Like I think of it almost like doing improv comedy.
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, if you have better technique, you'll be able to have a better sketch.
Right.
But you don't really know what the sketch is going to be.
Yeah.
You're just kind of like, all right, well.
Yeah.
But I have a couple tattoos. And
You do? Where?
Both of them on my left arm.
Oh, big one? Let me see.
No. One of them is...
Can I see it?
Yeah, I'll have to take off the sweater, though.
Oh, really? Is it
Actually,
like
not
up
really.
above?
Not for this one.
Okay.
Yeah, one of them is here. This is the first one.
Wow.
The second one is here, which I'd have to take it off for. But this one is actually, both of these are related
You're
to
wearing
this
your sweater
podcast.
inside out, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
On purpose?
Yeah. I
Why?
just decided to wear this one inside out for a
Why?
while. It's actually a sheep sweater.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah, it
But
actually has some...
because you felt like
This
just
is one of the
wearing.
merchandise items, actually.
Oh.
I just think that, you know what I'm saying? This is a big part of my psychology. If you're going to know one thing about me, it's that besides the chef stuff, keep working.
Yeah.
That's a big part of me.
Yeah.
But another thing is that the best thing is to have the ability to flex and not flex.
Flex?
Yes.
So you want to be able to like flex and then let it go?
No, well, flexing is a metaphor for showing off.
Oh, you want to be doing that.
No, you want to have the ability to do it.
You want to literally flex.
No, you want to have the ability to show off, but choose not to show off.
Oh, that's what you want to do.
In general, that's what I want to do.
Oh, okay.
Unless I have to. You know what I mean?
I see.
It's like, okay, I'm not, it's like being nonviolent but having a gun.
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, I want to resolve all conflicts without using this gun.
I see.
But if I have to use a gun, if I have to use force, if I have to use violence, I can do it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to be someone who shows up without the proper defenses either. So I think that me wearing this inside out is a part of that, is a real part of that psychology. This is
kind of be like trying to make yourself special.
No, it's that I have the ability to wear my own clothes.
Of course.
I have my own brand.
Me Oh, what?
You know what I'm
Wait,
saying?
what? Wait, this is your clothes?
Yeah.
You designed them?
Yes. But I'm not flexing with my brand. I'm just wearing it. I know I'm wearing it,
Oh, cool.
but nobody else knows. Because I'm crazy. It's part of my psychology. Now, if I had to show up to an event,
You should show off more.
but you don't understand me. I'll only do it I'll use a gun if I have to. But I don't have to talk to you.
Yeah.
We're just
Yeah.
kicking it. I don't have to talk to you as the person who blah, 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 blah. I'm just talking to you as Bez's friend.
Yeah. What?
You know what I mean? I'm not flexing on
So
you.
I'm just Bez's friend?
Okay, I'm sorry if I may have, that may be the wrong way of
Yeah.
saying things. How would you prefer me to?
I'm trying not to.
Okay, then fine, as a person.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm talking to you as a person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm wearing my sweater inside out. And you know something about my psychology now. So moving forward, if you see me doing something weird,
Yeah.
you should think, well, maybe he's holding back from doing something that's incredibly cool because it's better to just be able to do it than it is to actually show off. Like I've written music before.
Yeah.
I didn't come in saying, "Oh, you're a singer? I write music."
Yeah.
But eventually we arrived at it.
Yeah.
And okay, I'll tell you if it makes sense to tell you.
Right.
But if it doesn't make sense, I'm not going to flex on you.
Yeah.
I'll just bring it up if
That's
it's
a good
relevant.
way. That's a good way to show off.
It is, but it's avoiding showing off for as long as possible.
Yeah. That's also difficult on you.
Okay, let me put it like this. Let's say I had a Porsche.
Yeah.
Would you know that I had a Porsche?
No.
No, because I would never talk about it.
Yeah.
Right now, I don't have a Porsche.
You should be like, yeah, hi.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Hi, I'm Porsche. I mean.
To me, it would be far cooler to have a Porsche and for no one to know that you had a Porsche than to have a Porsche and for everyone to know because you're constantly bothering them about it. Especially people who don't give a fuck about your Porsche.
Yeah.
You should the only people who should know about your Porsche are other Porsche people who bring it up and then,
yeah. I don't know.
You know what I mean?
It's kind of hard
if it's
though.
relevant. No, it's really easy.
If you have a Porsche, I would want to show off. Are you kidding?
You would, but you don't have my psychology.
Yeah. Yeah, we're different, but I would. I'd be like, hi, I'm Michelle Porsche. You want to come to my Porsche?
How did you learn about my podcast?
How did I learn about it?
Yeah.
We were talking about it, I think. And we were just talking in the van, and then he said, or Bez says, you have podcast.
Right. He said it. I didn't say that.
Yeah. Yeah. He
if
advertised.
I was flexing, wouldn't I have just brought it up immediately?
No.
Why not?
I think you would just
it's a
say,
cool thing.
I think you would have just been a good invitation host. I think you could have just said oh, hey, Michelle, you and I have been talking for 2 hours. I do podcasts.
I would have if Bez didn't do it for me.
Well, I'm just saying, if you could have advertised it for yourself to me, and then I would have still be here, no matter who, you know what I mean?
I agree with that. But my point is, you use the gun only when you need to.
I used what?
You use the gun only when you need to. So I didn't need to use the gun when Bez told you.
Yeah.
He decided that he was going to pull the trigger, but I didn't.
Yeah.
Because
and
that's
what do you
his
think
psychology,
about that?
not mine. I think that just demonstrates we have a different psychology.
And
that's
then,
why I
is this what you wanted?
What?
So he invited me, but in the end, we are spending time together right now.
I think it's fine. I think it would have happened eventually anyway.
Yeah.
Not because of any amount of flexing, just because if I enjoy speaking with someone,
Right.
then I'll eventually invite them if there's time.
Yeah.
So
different psychology is what's brought us here.
No, I'm just saying that. It's not necessarily what brought us here. I'm just saying that these are examples of my larger point.
Oh, okay.
One example is my sweater. Another example is the podcast. Another example is if I had a Porsche, which I don't.
Yeah.
And if I were to give you other examples that haven't already been exposed, then it would be betraying my own psychology.
Yeah.
So that's why I say that's something you should know about me.
Yeah. Huh. Interesting.
That being said, I think it might be time to wrap things up.
Really? Already?
I know. Maybe I'm cutting it too short.
Yeah, why are you cutting
Actually,
it so
there is
short?
something. There is something else. I
are you just saying that just to
No, I really wasn't about to end it, but now I just thought of something else.
Okay.
What do you think happens after we die?
Wow. I feel like you know how when you're sleeping and you dream about things and you think about those things and you feel it? I think that's where we're going to be, but we're not physically on Earth. But my head's still up in space.
Yeah, I think most people would agree with you that there's some kind of a mind-body separation.
Yeah. That makes me want to live more. So, yeah, I'm like,
where's the weed? Where's the fucking coke?
Yeah. Where's life? No, like this right here.
Where's the strip club? You go to strip clubs?
No, I've never been. I don't really want to do it anymore. I need to stop doing that. I mean, I've never been there.
You were just talking about being wild. You know what I'm saying? Living life. And
that's true. keep at it, right? It's just the guilt, I think, like,
I mean, it's a dark place.
I'm like, be wild, but do you really want to? Are you sure?
Yeah. And you don't want to be wild for other people or for the idea of being wild. You should just want to be who you actually are. And if that breaks some boundaries in your mind, then allow it. But you shouldn't want to be what you're not.
Yeah. Right. I am. I do want to.
Or maybe not. Maybe you do. Maybe that is who you are. You want to be what you're not.
Yeah. But I think I just like everything, like quiet, loud, wild, studious, not studious. Well, whatever it is, I think I'm pretty free spirited in that way, but I'm also very like headstrong and sensitive at the same time. So it's like, but yeah, what you asked, I think that's where we're gonna go. And how about you? What do you think?
Yeah, I don't think that. I think of it mostly on the level of the brain. I think that the brain really can produce our experiences.
Wow.
But this is not proven. It just seems very likely because of the three big things that convince me are people with brain injuries, like the history of brain injuries, mental disorders, which would include me. I'm bipolar, by the way. I think I told you.
Really?
Yeah.
So like your emotions go whoop and down.
No, but I'm medicated and I am.
But that's how bipolar is, right?
Yeah, by default, yeah.
So you get like super.
Yeah, I get manic, which is
like,
actually, it's like being a chef to the point of
like
rolling eyes. No, not screaming.
Or like.
You could think of it like gambling. Like someone at a casino is kind of manic. They're making decisions that don't really make sense. They're really excited about things that are detrimental for them.
Okay. And then, okay.
And then depression. Everybody knows depression these days.
Oh, I didn't know.
Well, for me, I am not really that depressed.
Okay.
I'm manic dominant.
Interesting. So what does that mean? Like,
it means that out of the two moods, bipolar just means that you have mood swings between two extremes.
Okay.
And you can have normal moments too. But it just means that out of the two moods, most of the time, if I'm having a mood swing, it's in the manic side rather than the depressed side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
Or maybe it could just be that I'm managing the depression better.
Yeah, I mean, JP, that's totally fine. But I did notice that too in you. Like, not like that, but when we first met, you were like this with me.
Yeah.
Like, oh, Michelle. Yeah, okay.
I was probably just excited to meet a new person.
Yeah. So you were,
that might not have been a manic episode.
So you were like that, and then I called you this morning, and then you were very calm. So I realized, JP has a different side of him.
Oh, I'm
wildly
think calm most of the time.
That's good. You know, like.
And I was asleep when you called. You gotta keep in mind, I
woke you up?
Yeah, I
oh my
work
gosh.
from midnight to 8 in the morning.
Oh my gosh.
And then I go to sleep from usually 9-ish to 3.
Wait, where do you work in Sacramento? Like, what do you do? I know you you say computer stuff.
Yeah, I look at computers.
But like, what exactly? Like, is it your business or what is it?
No. I work for this energy corporation.
Energy corporation?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they manage power plants. So the computers, on each computer, there's a power plant.
Okay.
And you turn them on, turn them off, manage the emissions, that type of stuff. Call different companies that are associated with it to let them know what's going on. They sync the power plants sync to the grid. The power goes on, and then they take it off the grid, and you shut them down.
Is it physically demanding, or are you doing like only the computer stuff?
It's all remote. Okay. So we just
you're only just like moving your fingers.
Yeah, because the machines are actually located throughout California. There's some in San Diego, some in Fresno.
You're busy working.
No, because they never run it on my shift.
Oh, so you're not busy at work, but you are at work.
Yeah, I'm at work. I'm not
still busy.
No, I'm just sitting there for 8 hours.
But you're still there, not doing anything else.
Yeah, I'm like thinking about. I'm writing lyrics. I'm like, thinking about my online store.
That's busy. If you're there physically, you're still busy.
I'll make a sandwich, cook some popcorn, maybe watch some Netflix.
Maybe that must have been a better night for all of us.
Anyhow, listen, I'm out there from midnight to 8, and then I sleep until 3. And you called me at like 3. And actually this morning, I didn't even go to sleep till like 10:30 because I was kind of up and about, you know, and I was thinking about 1,000 things, which is a sign of mania, by the way.
Sign of what?
Of mania.
Not being able to sleep and...
Yeah, missing sleep, thinking about 1,000 things. But for me, it's a part of my creative process.
Yeah.
So as long as it's dangerous if it goes on for too long. But if it's a little here, a little there, it's not dangerous.
Yeah. But that's
it's actually creative. It's actually productive.
That's how I am sometimes too. Like I just get up and listen to music and dance.
Yeah.
Like a crazy person.
Well, you spoke of being loud and singing. One thing I notice is I like to go on walks specifically when no one else is awake or can bother me because I'll like...
So 4:30 in the morning?
If I can, late at night, early in the morning, although I've been fucking up lately. So I'll just try to walk on routes where no one's there because I'll listen to music and freestyle to the music to myself.
Yeah.
And I'll like talk about ideas to myself.
Yeah.
And every once in a while, like it'll be a half hour and I'll look up and there'll be like a white dude walking by looking at me. And I'm like, oh yeah, I guess
why is it always white dude?
Because we're in Davis.
Wow.
And they were the ones who were concerned. So a white girl, right? Some white chick was walking by, staring at me. Maybe staring for a different reason. But the idea is that, you know, for me, it's a part of my creative process and whatnot.
Right.
So I don't mind it, but I am conscious of the fact that other people might mind if I'm doing crazy people shit. So I try to like avoid too many large crowds if I'm in that mood.
Right.
So I could just be by myself and do my thing. Because I actually... Again, I use it to produce. So there's going to be like a new song coming out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If I'm talking to myself, I'm really going to write down those lyrics and it's going to be in the something coming out next month.
Yeah.
Or if I'm thinking about, you know, the podcast and what I'm going to do, I'm going to really write down these things and then eventually do them. So for me, it's only an issue in my life if it gets to the point where I really lose control of it. And that only happened once. And that was before I even knew. And it was before I was on medication. So it's very, very, very unlikely that that's ever going to happen again in that way. Even if it did, I would just check myself in a hospital and there wouldn't be much damage done. But like, I know all the signs and symptoms from the inside and the out. So it's just like...
So a lot of people are like going through this. You know, it's not just me or the close ones, but it's all around us that are, you know, always challenging themselves with so many obstacles like this. You know, this is an obstacle that I have to go through too, you know. Of course, in a different issues and, you know.
But a lot of different issues have the same solution.
Yeah, right.
It's a surprise how much, like I was forced to go to these Alcoholics Anonymous meetings by a court like a few years ago. And what's crazy about it is, first of all, a lot of different addictions have the same solution. Which is basically your mind. You have to recognize that if you're truly an addict, your mind is against you. It's you versus yourself. Oh. And that's the biggest thing you have to come to terms with is that whenever you feel like I want this, really you have to change your thinking to say, I feel like I want this.
Yeah.
My mind is telling me, every part of my body is telling me I want this. But my conscious mind doesn't actually want it. It's a trick. So I have to be willing to battle my own mind. Constantly. And once you reach that point, it's a whole different world versus the person who hasn't reached that point. Anyhow,
that's important.
Yeah. I didn't have any direct addiction issues, but one of the things I realized is that actually these are kind of general strategies for any kind of mental troubles, because the biggest thing is just getting outside of your own head somehow. You just got to find some way to view yourself objectively.
Yeah.
And once you can get outside of it, and it involves an emotional component, it involves trust.
Yeah.
Because if you're used to steering the ship, how are you going to move forward if you know that you're the worst person in certain circumstances to steer the ship? And you have to kind of trust other people to you have to rely on other people.
Yeah.
And I don't know that I think the hope in all of the mess is that there really are solutions out there for a wide range of mental things. And for me, I personally think medication is a part of the solution for me, but for a lot of people, it's not. You know, it really is just a matter of being in the right community. Like, it's a surprise what the relationship is between community and a lot of mental health issues, because humans are meant to take care of each other. Like, our brains manage a lot of stuff. Like, they manage our heart rate, they manage our breathing, but they don't manage everything in our nervous system nearly as well as other humans can.
Right.
So, like, a human being saying, hey, how are you doing today, is actually an important part of you.
Yeah.
Even though it's an external person coming to you, they are managing your nervous system. And I'm butchering this, but I heard this from some MIT lady the other day on YouTube while I was at work. So this is where I'm spewing this from. But, like, it makes a lot of sense that our nervous systems don't, like, you know how they say if you have a significant other and then they die, that you're more likely to die if you're alone.
Yeah.
I think they're saying that there's some science behind that it's basically the reason why that's true is because when you're in a relationship, whether it is whatever kind of relationship it might be, you're regulating each other's nervous system. And if someone's regulating your nervous system and they suddenly stop, you actually don't know how to regulate your own nervous system at that point. It becomes like a, symbiotic relationship.
Yeah.
And, but even if you're not in a relationship, that's still true.
Yep.
That there's a reason why it's important to say hello to people when you see them walking by, and, like, you get depressed if certain things happen in your life, people don't smile at you enough. It's because your body needs certain things, and it's like some of them, unlike medication, some of them really are free, and you can learn how to cultivate them better.
Yeah.
So that's a very hopeful thing for a wide range of mental troubles. It's like some of these things are diet and exercise are also things that are like, if you get better at this, it's not obvious, but it'll help your mind too, not just your body.
Just gotta be honest with yourself then.
Yeah. So now I'm the least honest with myself. All right. I'm constantly lying to myself. I'm constantly tricking myself.
but no.
Everybody is,
You've got
it's important to recognize where you really stand,
Yeah.
And
that's right.
Yeah. We're all kind of in this game together. None of us really decided when we were going to be born.
Yeah.
And, but all we can do is learn how to live better and hopefully do the minimum amount of damage.
Everyone is indeed learning, you know. Wow.
That being said,
Wow.
Now it is time to wrap things up with the most important question in the universe.
The most important question in the universe.
Curly or straight?
Can I ask a question within that question? Am I allowed to do that, or like, is it on?
You are, but I won't answer it. But I do want to hear it.
Wow, then you won't hear it either.
All right.
Straight.
That's right. That's it. That's it. Hey, strawberry, blueberry. One berry, two berry. That's a snack, blackberry. Hey, do I really want the stem or the cherry? Bucket naked doing mathematics. Hey, dynamic, I don't mind static. Hey, can't deny it, I might die tonight. Hey, every rainbow's just white light. keep my toppings on topper. Helicopters, helicopter, draw the whole lot. Cartographer, think about thoughts. Philosopher, check the bars with a barometer. Not a day without chefing, that's negligence. Don't trust what I say, check the evidence. It all depends on the mold you were shaped in. What you make from the leaves that you break in. Either you get it or you don't. Either it's burnt bread or it's toast. Either a wavelength or a note. Either a joke or a real quote. Either use it or lose your vote. Strawberry, blueberry. One berry, two berry. That's a snack, blackberry. Hey, do I really want the stem or the cherry? Not the most musical, more Dr. Seussical. All my work's useless, I keep my dick usable. I'm a nuisance, the proof's in the juices. Finish all your trig and your sig, big Newtons. She smoked that estrogen and progesterone. Threw it in the vape, took it to the dome. Fuck it, I might hit the testosterone. Chef's cut, dopamine with some melatonin. I can't tame it if it's too tame. I can't name it, it's a new name. Left, right when the life came. Every night play the dice game. Draw the line through the right planes. Is it mean if I don't mean it? What's a fucking mean to a deviant? And not to diss you, but you stop chefing. I don't miss you, I have no tissue. Strawberry, blueberry. One berry, two berry. That's a snack, blackberry. Hey, do I really want the stem or the cherry? I keep it one more than 1,000. I see these sheep charged up, keep it rounded. Somebody show these where the pound is. I think the kitchen's getting crowded. Same place, different state. Same shit the chefs love, the sheep hate. Keep my beats in a briefcase. Never cheap with the beefsteak. Nothing free in that sweepstake. I think they're locked into the optics. I'm like the opposite, I'm like their complement. I'd rather say a lot with a little. Sold the violin, got a fiddle. If you don't experiment, you don't walk. You wanna talk? Are you really about the chalk? Then please shut the fuck up. Enough is enough. Sheep ass arguments, get your tongue cut. Strawberry, blueberry. One berry, two berry. That's a snack, blackberry. Hey, do I really want the stem or the cherry?